still here?
I don't think he'll ever retire.
I haven't talked to him in years.
Yeah, Jim Potts.
No, I was just still here too.
And when I get up, I don't always pay attention to what's happened to the chair.
We were just using another chair this winter.
That works.
Is this for me or is this for Nick?
You,
For you.
Okay. This last one always seems to take so long.
It does, doesn't it?
Both our phones say 6. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please silence all of our cell phones. Do a roll call.
Mayor Sherman. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin.
Here.
Councilor Horton.
Here.
Councilor Scalise.
here.
Councilor Skiles. Councilor Tyree.
Here. Next we got the approval of the agenda. Look for a motion if there's not any corrections.
I move that we approve the agenda for the regular meeting of April 13th, 2026.
Second. Roll call vote.
Councilor Horton.
Yes.
Councilor Scalise.
Yes.
Councilor Tyree.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin.
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Got the approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, I'll look for a motion.
Move we approve the minutes for the regular meeting of March 23rd, 2026.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote.
Councilor Tyree.
Yes.
Councilor Scalise.
Yes.
Councilor Horton.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin.
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Motion passes. So next we have visitors and delegations. We have some presentations first of all. The first one I have is East Morgan County Library, Laura McConnell.
Hello, I'm here for my annual report of the library. I'm Laura, the director of the East Morgan County Library District in Brush, and I'll keep it short today. A couple of the new things that we're looking at doing this year is to possibly put a fence around our park, our playground. We'll have a fence, but we won't lock a gate. It'll be accessible, but just for a little bit of safety, we're looking to put a fence. And we're also looking to add some more equipment to the playground, maybe a few smaller things. We're not sure how big we're going to go. We've been asking a lot of the parents who, and grandparents who bring their kids to the playground, storytime parents, to see what they might be interested in. I included our 2025 annual, just kind of infographic that we do. I guess the thing I wanted to highlight this year is that we had 17,163 people attend 902 programs and events in all of 2025. So we're not bored at the library. And then I also included a list of our board of trustees, their terms, and our officers for the year, which is one of my charges to present to you each year. That's really all I have, unless anybody has questions.
Anybody? No? Is this where we do present the check?
Yes.
Okay. We got a check for you.
Okay.
Tyler, would you mind taking a picture of me?
Nothing's worse than skydiving. Right here?
I work with the brush logo in the background there.
Shake your hand.
Yeah. I hope you can get out of it. Yeah.
We appreciate this. We always use this to help trim the trees at the library, so thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, what we got next? The Brush Rodeo Association.
I don't see
Joanne's not here. And the Brush Area Museum, Joanne's not here. So we'll skip that.
We can invite them into the next meeting.
Okay. Next, we have citizen comments. Citizens are invited to speak to council on any item that does not have a public hearing scheduled. There's a 5-minute time limit per person. Unless otherwise noted by the mayor pro tem, please note that no formal action will be taken on an item that is not on the posted agenda due to the open meetings law provision. However, they may be placed on a future posted agenda if action is required. To better assist you with questions, please submit them in writing to the city clerk, and someone from staff will respond. Do we have anybody here for citizen comment? Come on up. Can
Good
you
evening, everyone.
tell us your name and
My name is Jonathan Hillier. I live on 1615 Eden Street. I'm here for, I'm not sure what the plans are for the street going back in for the school behind Eden Street. I'm not sure. That's supposed, from what I understand, it's supposed to be going back in. But there's numerous problems going on over there with that. There's a lot of traffic because that street isn't in there. On Eden Street, people are speeding constantly. I brought it up to the police department a couple times. You can't get, a lot of times you can't pull out of your driveway because this traffic's on that street. There's debris and sagebrush blowing in from off of Mill Street in there. I had to rent a roll-off one time, and it filled this whole roll-off up from my yard, my backyard, from the stuff that's blowing in across there. And, but, I mean, there's just numerous problems going on with this. And there's people speeding down the street. They're gonna hit a kid down that street. I noticed there's a digital speed sign that's over there by the library on one of the streets. I don't know what the option would be to put in maybe a speed sign that shows the speed of someone going down the street or something there. I don't know, to just slow the traffic down. So what's the notice on putting that street back in? Do you know? Or is that street gonna go back in for the school?
I can give a quick update. So we're currently working with the school on some of their long-term plans, and we're also evaluating the traffic flows on all the different entrances and exits to the school. And I'd imagine in the next few weeks we should have some response back from the school district on their site plan approval. And right now the focus is trying to improve the traffic going out of the north part of the campus, and they're hoping that that would help to some degree. I just don't know the time frame.
Oh, okay.
But if you
Yeah,
leave
okay.
us your number, we can give
Okay.
you a call and give you more details about it.
Okay. Yeah, it's 768-1282. If they could put a street in there and put one of those black steel fences across there with the sidewalk alongside of that street, it would create a lot of less havoc again through there. Plus, the utility companies can't get access to the utility poles that's behind all them houses, because they've got it blocked off. You gotta go across the grass to get back there. It's just a lot of numerous problems when they pulled that street out back there. And traffic, slow traffic, utilities.
sure. Well, yeah, we'll have staff get a hold of you with maybe a little
Okay.
better update soon.
Appreciate it.
Okay, sure. I appreciate the comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for comments tonight? No? Alright. Next up's management. So we're gonna start off with the Ward 2 Counselor candidate appointment. Anybody wanna make a motion for a counselor?
This,
Yeah.
are we using this?
You can. It just gives a guide.
Okay, I'll use the guide. I move that we appoint Vicki Quinlan toward the 2 seat.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Passes. Next, we're on to resolution number 2026-6, naming signatory authority for safe deposit box. Chris Bostrom.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, and Council. Before you this evening is Resolution 2026-6, naming signatory authority for the safe deposit box held at the Bank of Colorado. This update is necessary to ensure the authorized signers are accurate and in compliance with our internal controls. Do you have any questions? Okay.
Okay, looking for a motion?
I make a motion to pass resolution number 2026-6, naming seniority authority for safe deposit box.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, we have board appointments. The Aviation Advisory Board. Tyler, I think you're up.
All right.
So she threw you under the bus a long time ago.
No worries, I was ready just in case. So this is specifically for the Airport Advisory Board. When we put out the notification to the community asking for board members, we had 8 people interested in this one, which was wonderful. Never seen that kind of response before for a board. However, it only fits 5 people. So instead of just randomly picking the 5, because all of them seem to have a genuine interest in the airport, I contacted them all and said, how about we just set up a meeting and then give you kind of an overview of the status of the airport, where we want to go, and whoever's interested, we can pick the 5 from there, and then anybody who wants to can be support. So all 8 of them were interested in hearing, and all 8 of them said they're interested. So 3 of them opted to be on the sidelines. I said, perfect. So the 5 appointments that council is that staff is recommending to council for board members is Chad Lambert, Deborah Cassell, Larry Meyer, Granger Davis, and Rhett Dooley. And as far as the exact terms, we'll sort all that out on who's going to be fulfilling the remaining terms that are there, and those who will be starting new, because there's a couple seats that are currently filled, so they'll be fulfilling those terms. 3 of them, and then 2 of them will be rolling over into a brand new 3-year term. So we'll sort all that out and get the ball rolling on that. In addition to those 5, a shout out to Sally Holdren, Tim Oakley, and Amber Hopes for their support in supporting the airport work. So that's my request, is those 5 that I mentioned, that council would appoint them to the Aviation Advisory Board, apparently is what it's called, not the Airport Advisory Board.
Oh,
Take a shot.
all right. Looking for a motion on these 5.
I move we approve the advisory board as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Next, we have a proclamation. This is 2026-1, Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Good evening, my name is Suzanne Brown. I work for the Morgan County Department of Human Services. I am the intake supervisor for child abuse and neglect. I believe Miranda has the proclamation, and generally the mayor reads it, so I'm sure Mayor Pro Tem, or one of you will
Councilor,
read it.
yeah.
I have it. I can read
Okay,
it.
and then if you have any questions afterwards, I'm happy to stick around and answer them.
Great.
Okay, this is proclamation number 2026-1, a proclamation affirming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Colorado children are our most precious resource, whereas children are key to the state's future success, prosperity, and quality of life. While children are our most precious resource, they are also our most vulnerable. And whereas children have a right to thrive, learn, and grow to their full potential, And whereas the prevention of child abuse and neglect strengthens Colorado's families and communities and ensures the opportunity for children to develop in healthy, trusting families, schools, and neighborhoods, and where that, consequently, builds the foundation of society. And whereas we must come together as partners to keep children safe, ensure that the voices of our children are heard by all, and extend a helping hand to children. And whereas each of us plays a role in the prevention of child abuse and neglect, we encourage anyone concerned about the safety and well-being to report to 1-844-CO4-KIDS. Whereas we call upon all community members to provide safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and environments for our children, free of violence, abuse, and neglect, we can ensure that Colorado's children will grow to their full potential as the next generation of leaders helping to secure the future of this community, state, and nation. And therefore, as mayor of the city of Brush, we do hereby proclaim April 2026 Child Abuse Prevention Month.
So I don't know if you have any questions. I did want you to know that we work very closely with Brush Police Department, and we have really appreciated their assistance. They help us out. Obviously, if we need to stand by, keep the peace, when we are meeting with families, they're always there and very helpful. So just wanted you to know that. They partner very well with our department.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you guys, anybody have any questions?
I don't think so.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Can we get a motion to pass the proclamation, please?
I move we approve proclamation 2026-1, Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
And now we have another proclamation for Arbor Day.
This
Tyler,
is,
would you like to say a few words? It says Tyler might want to say a few words.
I might, or I
She
might
just
not.
throwing you under the bus like crazy.
Be ready, in season, out of season. All right, so Arbor Day, yeah, so I am the city representative for the tree board. And obviously, we're supporting the foliage around town as it pertains to trees specifically. The tree board meets roughly 6 or 7 months out of the year, and of course advocate for healthy trees and tree growth and tree care and new planting of trees and so on. And so we partner with the school district on Arbor Day and celebrate with the third graders every year and have a big celebration, which we're planning on this year, the Tuesday after Arbor Day, just because of some testing happening that week with the school. But I love trees. A lot of people in the community like trees. Whether they give it a whole lot of thought, I don't know, but I can assure you, if all the trees just disappeared overnight, it'd be very disheartening for the community and would definitely impact people. And so that's beneficial to the community in so many ways. Obviously, there's ecological factors. There's health benefits to us as well, as far as the scrubbing out a lot of things from the air. Aesthetically, it's beautiful. It's a habitat for birds and other creatures and whatnot. So trees are good. So, go proclamation.
Thanks, Tyler.
okay. This is proclamation 2026-2, a proclamation affirming April 25th Arbor Day in Brush, Colorado. Whereas in 1872, J. Story Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that the special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas the Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas the trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil, and wind and water can cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife, and whereas the trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas the trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community, and whereas the trees are a source of joy and spiritual renewal, and whereas Brush has been recognized as the Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Therefore, on behalf of the Brush City Council, I do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the city of Brush, and I urge all citizens to support the efforts to care for our city's community forestry program And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of present and future generations. Approved and adopted this 13th day of April 2026.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move we approve proclamation number 2026-2, Arbor Day.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Okay, now we have proclamation number 2026-3, National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. Tyler? I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Tyler.
Proclamation number 2026-3 in recognition of National Public Safety Telecommunication Week to designate the week of April 12th through April 18th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Whereas the Morgan County Communications Center plays a vital role in the protection of human life and property in our community, and whereas the Morgan County Communications Center has been successfully serving the public safety communication needs of Morgan County through effectively coordinating emergency services to ensure the health and safety of the public in our community, and whereas while enduring long hours, abnormal schedules, and handling frequent life and death emergencies, Morgan County's public safety telecommunicators set high standards in performing their duties in a dedicated, diligent, and compassionate manner. And whereas public safety telecommunicator provides a critical communication link between the public and the police, fire, and EMS providers. And whereas our community public safety communicators personal service the public daily in countless ways without due recognition by the beneficiaries of their service. And whereas recognize and command dedicate service provided by the public safety telecommunicators in our community and across the nation. Therefore, be it resolved that the Brush City Council formally declares April 12th through April 18th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week in the city of Brush, Colorado, given under the hand and seal of the city of Brush, this 13th day of April, 2026.
Okay, need a motion.
Move we approve proclamation number 2026-3, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Tyree,
Yes.
Counselor Scalise,
Yes.
Counselor Horton,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin,
Yes.
Mayor Sherman.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next up, we got the Fire Department Storage Building. Chief Burek.
In the council. So this project was brought up probably 3 years ago, and at that time it was approved by council to put up a storage building back behind the current station to house the extra engine and the pickup and trailer, and then some of the equipment for the training center. And I believe at that time we were budgeted for $150,000. We got bids, the bids came in and they were way over budget. So it was tabled, and recently reached back out to the companies that provided initial bids the first time around, and we received 2 bids back. I have reached back out to Buildings by Design, and Travis told me he would have a bid to me this week. He just said, unless it's a very large building or project, they just can't compete with the normal pole barn individuals, but they would do their best. So the 2 bids we got back, one was from Premier Builders, and it came in at $130,940, and it's for a 40 by 56 by 16 building, 2 doors on the end, 2 walk-in doors, and concrete. The scope of the work was that, plus lighting, electrical, HVAC, and heating. Their bid came in at $139.40. However, it did not include the electrical, the heating, the HVAC, or the dirt work for the building itself. So we would have to pay additional to have those items included in the building. The other bid that came in was from Hastings Construction, and it was for $147,840, and that included the scope of the whole project. So at this point, until we get Buildings by Design's bid back in, if it doesn't come in lower than Hastings Construction or comparable in pricing, then we would like to move forward with Hastings Constructions, and we can wait until next council meeting to have that bid from Buildings by Design before we move forward, if that's what council so chooses to do.
Probably be about the best idea, I think, just to make sure we got all of our ducks in a row.
And then this, we brought it back partially because it'll be a supplemental for this year's budget. Just wanted the council to know so that later on in the year, if you do approve it at the next meeting, then everyone is aware of it before the supplemental budget comes in October, November timeframe.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I guess just get us the bid
Okay.
when you get it.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we got finance.
I want to make a motion to approve disbursements and payroll from March 21st through 2026 through April 13th, 2026, totaling $665,381.33.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Horton?
Yes.
Counselor Tyree?
Yes.
Counselor Scalisi?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Spradlin?
Yes.
Mayor Sherman?
Next up, staff reports. First up's Tyler.
All right, just two items tonight. Go back to the trees. As part of our work that we're doing this time of year with our annual tree program, all of those who are getting free trees and splitting the cost for a tree as well. Tomorrow night in this room at 5:30, we're doing a workshop that's done by Morgan County Extension Office, who's tied to Colorado State University. Their representative for the region is going to be giving a presentation for those who are getting a free tree, as well as anybody in the community who wants to know and learn how to properly plant a tree, as well as take care of a tree to ensure it has a long, healthy life. So 5:30 tomorrow night here in council chambers. And then the second item, I just had a gentleman stop by today. If you rewind a couple months ago, we had approved a transmission easement agreement south of town through our properties just north of all of the prairie ponds there. And, well, in that area, it was depending on where it was going to go. And if you remember at that time, we were waiting from Excel to determine what was the preferred route, because there was one that went through the northern part of our property and then went over into the neighboring property and then was going to go up and around to the Pawnee Station over there. But I guess Pawnee came back and they wanted to have the southern route on the south side. And so we made the approval going either route, and we were just waiting. And so it's going to go across roughly 2.5 miles of city property. So they're going to be paying us a certain amount of dollars per mile, so that benefits the city in that regard. And that's an easement for future use, not just for the Pawnee Express, which is the company that we signed the agreement with, but also them working with future parties to have access through there as well. And that's on them to work that out, and then we ultimately would approve that. So just an update on that with council, that we should be getting payment for that. At least the initial, I think 10% is what it is. And then once construction actually begins, which probably won't be till 27, 28, the rest of those funds would be granted over. And then with that was the first right of refusal for a property that they owned that the city is interested in. So that's all I got.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Next up, Fire Chief Urick.
Just a couple items tonight. So final inspection was completed on the Timberwolf. It will leave South Dakota tomorrow and go to Fort Collins, where it'll be looked over there by Icon Fire before it's delivered to us. And it's anticipated it'll be here the last week of April. Our salesman, along with myself and Lieutenant Routzen will be in Indianapolis at the Fire Department Instructors Conference next week, so they'll deliver it the week after. And I anticipate the first week of May, we will probably be in Ohio doing final inspection on the tower, and then will be delivered in May to us, and then we'll do the push-in ceremony open house for those two trucks. And if you drove by the station recently, you'll realize that there is no more brown left on that building. We finally got it taken care of, and there's no more brown doors either. Those are finally painted and taken care of. So all of the outside is complete, finally, of the fire hall.
Looks good.
So, unless anybody has any questions, that's all I have. Thanks.
Got nothing. Thank you. Director of Public Works, Dale Colrick.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. So most of what I want to do tonight will be presented in work session. So if you maybe hold off on some of these questions, but some of the things you've noticed around town is that there's been some work on the south side of the quiet zone median. It's been one of those deals where we put in the quiet zone back in 2015. All the designs were approved, all the inspections and subsequent inspections were good. We had a new Federal Railroad Administration inspector come in and said, you know, that plow bore, that plow slope does not count, and so he required us to extend 6 inches of median and another 10 foot. And so that was part of what we did, plus some signage and such. Got a lot of that corrected. So if you see that on the south side of the quiet zone, that's what that was about. So next, as we are still currently working on our projects, our dewatering project for wastewater, as well as our RO facility, and right now just going through the maze of regulatory and as well as financial, trying to get the money. I mean, everything's been designed out. It's just trying to get through all the other, jumping through the other hoops and trying to get that taken care of. Next, with our trash department, we got our third trash truck in, and it worked out great on Good Friday, where the trash crew only had to work, we only work half days. This is the first time they've ever done that, where they were actually able to clock out before 11, or at 11 o'clock. So that worked out really, really well for the solid waste division to have that third truck. And then next, we also got our styrofoam recycling up and going. And so we are really surprised at the contributions we've been getting, because as I understand, the Morgan County landfill hasn't even had about a third of what we've gotten so far. So, I mean, so it's been very successful in doing some recycling for styrofoam. Hopefully they'll be out to pick up the loads here at the end of the month. And next, our water department's still doing a bunch of meter replacements throughout the city. We're trying to really push this through, get this taken care of. Again, this is to a benefit of the consumer as well as the city, because we'll have more accurate readings. And whenever somebody has a problem, we can actually download from the data logger there on each of the meters to determine what the problem is and where it's at. So we're looking at that. Also, on solid waste side of things, we have spring cleanup still slated for May 4th through 8th on your regular trash pickup day. Again, there are some restrictions on what we can take and what we can't take. For example, we can't take lead acid batteries, we can't take waste oil or hazardous materials, anything like that. If you've got concrete pickup, pile it sideways in a separate pile so we can get that picked up as well. And there is certain charges for certain things like tires and mattresses and such. So again, check the website, or even if you have any questions, call City Hall 970-842-5001. Ladies in the front office, they're very versed in this, and they've been a great help. And
Each of the council members got a copy of the flyer too, just so that they had a.
okay, perfect, perfect. All right, awesome. And then with that, do you have any questions, comments? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Chris Bostrom, Finance Director.
Good evening once again. I too just have a couple of things to share with you. At the last meeting, I shared some really good news that our department would be completely staffed. Well, I'm sorry, Mom, to have to take that back. We are once again going out to search for an accounting technician in charge of payroll. We'll be conducting interviews the beginning of next week, so I'm really hopeful that we can find the best candidate for our team. And then at the end of last year, our department began conducting a utility audit. Our goal was to make sure we're billing accurately for all of our services. We want to make sure that we're eliminating any unnecessary charges, capture any over and under payments, establish really good procedures and internal controls, and to build a really good support system for each of the respective utility departments with our department. Also, we know it's really good to have reliable data in place, which ensures that we can budget more effectively, and we can feel confident that what we are budgeting and the revenue that is coming in is supporting the operations of the utility departments. We started with water, and we are currently working through trash and garbage, and our plan is to audit all of the utilities. And we'll bring more information to you as we progress through this massive project. So that's all I have for you this evening. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. HR Officer Kim Dykes.
I have nothing for you this evening.
All right, thank you. Miranda?
I also have nothing to report to.
Easy, easy. City Attorney Dan Krob.
Thank you. I've been working with Tyler and staff about bringing some updates to you guys that are basically from Denver that they're making us conform to. And then I have a couple items in the work session, but that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Monty?
All right, a few different items tonight. First, this is a long agenda, one of the longest agendas we've had in a long time, so it's kind of nice, because a lot of times our meetings are quick, and it just seems like there's not a lot going on, but there is a lot going on in Brush. Lance Schwint's not here tonight, but he wanted me to relay that his baseball fields are pretty well complete and playable. There's a few other small things that they're working on, the 2 new baseball fields, but he says they're totally playable, and he said if you were not around this weekend, if you went out to the parks on the south side of town, unbelievable how packed they were. And I went through there, and the parking places there by Doty Pond and over on the park side, there was not a single stall that was open. And so the campgrounds were full. The swimming pool parking lot was full, just amazing how busy it was. So that was nice to see that. Other things that we're working on is different departments that use a lot of water, City of Brush. We're already having discussions about how to cut back on some of our water usage, just trying to conserve where we can. So each department that has a lot of water use, they're looking at ways that they can save water. And over the next few weeks, we'll bring back a report to the council, some of the things that we're trying to do in-house to conserve. Chris already talked about the audit program, but the audit program, I'm so pleased with that, and so thank you, Chris, for all that work. I know it's a tremendous amount, and it takes a long time to do this, and it takes her team as well as the utility department, their guys going out and double checking a lot of things, and so end of the day, it will save the city money down the road, so that's a good thing. Let's see, beautification of Brush, I talked about it in the past, how we're trying to really spruce things up in town before the 4th of July, because it's going to be the 250th year, and so we want to make sure it looks really, really good. So we have 2 additional part-time seasonal people that Kim is advertising for now, and there'll be 1 additional in Public Works, 1 additional in Parks and Cemetery, and then as a team, they're going to be looking at making a lot of these improvements. Painting, cleaning up areas, restriping areas in town, the roads, curbs, gutters, different projects that we have lined up. We also have some in the police department where our code enforcement's going to do extra efforts before the 4th to try and get compliance in some of the places around town that are a little sightly or tend to have a lot of weeds. So we're thinking this brush is going to look really, really nice this year. Other thing that I wanted to mention is this week, Tyler and I are going up to Glenwood Springs for the Colorado City County Managers Association Annual Conference. That's for city administrators, managers, and key staff. So we're going to be going to that conference, and it will take us through the end of the week. So if you have any questions, still feel free to text or call, because both of us will be available. Last thing is, in regards to water, next few weeks, we're going to plan for a water advisory board meeting, talk about our different plans, and then our hope is by the next council meeting or the one after, we'll give a very thorough report on the status of the RO system to council. Keep you apprised of that. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Next up's mayor and council reports. Anybody have anything? No? I just wanted to say thank you to both the candidates that put their name in the hat for the council position. It's nice to have a couple people interested in representing the city, so swearing in will be next meeting, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, thank you. And that's all I have. So next up, look for a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned. Monster work session time.
Don't like it when you say it that way.
Monty said it'll be fast.
I'm skeptical.
I saw that, I was like,
What time do you think you're gonna be home?
Thank you for your votes.
Thank you. You're very welcome.